All right, hello and welcome to Camel Finance. I'm your boy Camel, and today we're doing this again. Apparently, we've got to do this again. So all over yesterday's Twitter was Michael Burry just shorted the entire market with $1.6 billion, and 93% of Michael Burry's portfolio is short market indexes. So is this the end of the world? The guy from The Big Short is short with 93% of his portfolio allegedly. We're seeing headlines like this. Michael Burry's just shorted the SPY and the triple Qs for 1.6 billion US dollars. The Big Short 2.0 just begun. I mean, have we learned nothing? I know markets have short. You have to excuse my. I don't even know. I'm just so disappointed. I'm so disappointed that this continues to happen over and over and over again. It speaks to the quality of the content that is available online, because higher quality content is few and far between. Michael Burry did not short $1.6 billion of put options. In the 13F filings, the underlying shares associated with the puts are reported along with notional value of the shares. So when you see a quantity of 4 million, that means 40,000 puts, and a put cost was likely in the $10 to $50 million range. This is just a massive out of the money option. It is basically worthless, and that means that if it were to come true, it would be massively profitable. Why? Because the chances of it coming to profit is so marginally slim that they can afford to give massive odds. So the difference in reporting notional value for derivative exposure looks like this, okay? Me or you or anyone could buy 10k 390 SPY puts that expire on Friday, and they would cost about 2 cents each. That would cost us a total of $200 and would give us a notional exposure of $448 million. Okay, so no, he's not short with 93% of his entire portfolio. No, the market's not going to go down. This guy has been a contrarian indicator more than anything. And I'm going to prove that to you. Look, this is, keep in mind, a man that has predicted 20 of the last 2 market sell-offs. Okay, this guy is, let's keep going. Okay, look, 31st of Jan to 2023. Okay, sell. Everyone went bananas. I had to come out and make another one of these videos and say, oh, are we doing this again? Yes, we were doing it again. What happened? Look, this is where we wanted you to sell. At the bull market breakout of the downward sloping purple resistance line, we kissed goodbye, breakout, retest, resumption, new highs incoming. Okay, so let's sell the bear market or bull market breakout, whichever one you want to call it. Going back 11, 12 months ago, I made this video, said, look, he sold the bottom. We're doing this all over again. Okay, in this video, just look at the clip. Michael Burry selling absolutely everything he owns. Does that mean global recession is imminent? Does that mean the top is in for the stock market? Does it mean the top is about to be in for the stock market? Does it mean we're going into the Great Depression 2.0? Well, actually, no, because the attention is in the details. So whilst the filing date was on the 15th of August, as you can see here, the period of report was the 30th of June. Let me say that again. The period of report was the 30th of June. The 30th of June. This guy literally tells you to sell the bull market breakout, and he also comes back here and says, oh, yeah, sell everything in this neighborhood right here. Sell it all, okay? I'm holding nothing right before this big pump. I mean, what is going on? Even if you go, yeah, well, the market eventually rolled over, we only made, look at this low here, slightly lower lows, then we form this inverse head and shoulders, bull market breakout. He tells you to sell again. I mean, this is a joke at this point. This is clearly some kind of manipulation strategy. And I know that some of you are going to be sitting there going, yeah, well, what about the Big Short? Wasn't the Big Short one of the greatest trades of all time? Look, the facts are the facts, okay? Yes, I love the film. I love the film, and I love to draw parallels from 2008 to today sometimes. I spend actually quite a lot of my free time thinking about the parallels that I'm starting to see open up, particularly pertaining to the property market. And I recently put out a video about the property market that shows a lot of these cracks. Anyway, he was early. Okay, almost 3 years early to the short position. He had to freeze investor withdrawals to prevent a margin call, forced liquidation of his short position, and ultimately it would have led to fund insolvency if he wasn't able to bend the rules and stop his investors being able to sell out of their fund when they wanted to sell out. And there will still be people saying, well, he wasn't wrong, he was just early. In trading, it's the same thing. Okay, it's the same thing. Timing is everything in trading, okay? So excuse my just anger or frustration or whatever emotion this is that I'm feeling. There's no place for emotions in investing or in trading. So this is absolutely inexcusable. But like I said, this is just so disappointing. I know markets have short memories, but come on, guys. Let's be adults about this. What are we doing here? Okay, what are we doing here. Moving on to greener pastures, okay? Yesterday I saw something out of Nvidia that I am expecting to see across the board very, very soon. Nvidia popped up 9% intraday and completely broke the spirits of the bears after what seemed like they've been making good progress all week. It's now trading back above the 50 daily moving average, and it has earnings just 7 days out. So where am I going with this? Why do I think this is so important? Why do I think this is coming to a chart near us? Well, you can see here, down, 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 down. And in just one day, we reverse the move and then pop up all the way back to the highs in after hours. This is the reality of being bearish. This is the reality of doom posting all of this stuff on Twitter. Oh, 93% of Michael Burry's portfolio is short. Look, good luck continuing to short this market, as it's most probably about to put in the final blow off top portion of this melt up, as it's most probably about to find a daily and weekly cycle low and then attack the all-time highs. Good luck shorting this market. Nvidia here has proven, hasn't it? It's proven that this is likely what's going to come. Nvidia's been a market leader the whole way through. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to be buying Nvidia or chasing this stock to new highs. I have actually no interest in trading Nvidia personally, but I do believe that this is a market leader. This is indicative of what is to come out of the cycle lows. And if I hop into this chart and zoom in a little bit so we can see what's going on, this, if you've been here before, should be no surprise to you. We are most probably going to get a little counter trend bounce, come down, undercut that lows, find a daily and a weekly cycle low, make a swing, break out of this downward sloping red resistance line, and then attack the all-time highs. And unfortunately, for the majority of people, they're going to be shorting this only to get smashed here. Once we get to the all-time highs, that is finally... Unfortunately for most, that is finally when most people are going to go, oh, new all-time highs, brand new bull market, 10 years of up only ahead. And then, of course, once all of the retail is in the market, something will probably break. We'll probably get a surprise rate cut. Congress possibly is going to be banned from owning stocks, and everyone is going to get wrecked. So this is just how the market works. It always moves to harm the most amount of participants. My message is pretty simple. Burry is more of a contrarian indicator than anything else. I do not think it's time to be short in the market. Nvidia has kind of been hinting at us that you don't want to be betting against this market. There is probably still some gas left in this goose. I don't know if I just made that saying up. Anyway, rant over. I hope you enjoyed my little rant. Argentina's central bank has just hiked interest rates to 118% in a drastic policy shift as it's run out of funds to defend its currency. Not that this currency is even defendable anymore. And at the same time, a pro-Bitcoin candidate has just won the presidential primary election over in Argentina. All of this at a time when Bitcoin has just made 10 million pesos for the first time. So Bitcoin continues to be the exit, continues to be the life raft in countries that are facing a currency crisis. And from Argentina to Canada, Coinbase has now officially launched in Canada. I know a bunch of you that watch me are from Canada, so hello to you guys. It's also a very good possibility that we're going to learn the Greyscale SEC outcome around 11 a.m. today. Only a small fraction of cases have taken longer to get a decision, so the odds are pretty good. I think we're probably going to see a delay. I think they probably still need to pump this thing up higher before they can approve the ETF and use it as a distribution tool. I'm sure you're well aware of that by now. I'm not going to keep repeating myself. Hodlers are relentless. 75% of all coins in circulation are long-term holders. Levels not seen since 2015. So take a look back here, and there we are, right around this neighborhood today. Tells us to keep an open mind about higher Bitcoin prices walking forward. And I like this. If you overlay the current cycle, which is this bright yellow one, over the prior cycles, you can see there is still plenty of scope for major upside here. So we've kind of already done the stock market, counter trend bounce, undercut the lows, find that cycle low, probably due sometime early next week. So I expect to see net downwards into that. If that changes, then we'll get a breakout of this downward sloping red resistance line. But for now, this remains the primary expectation, and it has been the primary expectation since all the way back in this neighborhood, of course. It's a similar story with the NASDAQ. Little bounce off of support, bit of rejection somewhere, roll over, one more low, and then I think it's time to go. Here's probably the first set of lows for the Dow, so I think any kind of rollover that undercuts those and turns around is a buyable opportunity as well. Sat on the sides patiently waiting for the setups to come to me. I have to admit, I started to get a little bit excited yesterday. I thought Bitcoin would have a chance at pushing up here. It hasn't done that yet. If I flip it onto log, we are still above the dotted log trend line. So happy days there. All the while we're above that, we should continue to move to the upside. The cycles also tell us that we should be open to seeing upside from here. So we'll keep pushing this position and see what the market can give. And taking a look at our timing window for Bitcoin, denoted by these three vertical lines, you can see we're past the midpoint of this cycle now. Tells us that potentially if this is going to play out. It's going to play out very, very shortly. Of course, if it doesn't, we have to go to plan B. I'm sure, again, you already know that by now. Still keeping a very close eye on these crypto-related equities, as, of course, I want to add exposure. So trend line breaks across the board, and I will finally add one more position and see what the market can give from here. And, of course, the same is true for Riot and for Marathon. So I think these things are going to break out pretty soon. I think it's just waiting for Bitcoin. Perhaps we get some good news, perhaps we don't. Either way, the cycles tell me to be open to going up. I know a lot of people are losing faith. The only reason I have the faith is because I've traded cycles for so many years, and I've learned over those years to just trust the cycles. The cycles very rarely let me down. Over the long term, the average of those cycles works out around 80% of them are pretty good, pretty reliable. So to me, that tells me there's an 80% chance this cycle is going to be no different, and I can expect to see further upside. It's also why I'm so confident about getting long when we make this next cycle low for the stock market. So happy days there, I guess. The last thing I wanted to point out is the dollar. This is continuing to be a problem child, but I have been saying quite consistently that as money rotates out of the stocks and they go to find their cycle lows, it is not surprising that demand for the dollars increases. So I do kind of stand by this idea that whilst we're finding the stock market cycle low, the dollar's going to continue to run higher, and then it's going to roll over as we find that cycle low for the stock market. Now, I'll be wrong about this if we don't roll over right as the stock market finds its cycle low. If the dollar doesn't roll over early next week as the stock market comes out of its cycle low, then something else is going on. I have mentioned the situation before a few times where potentially the stocks and Bitcoin and gold, everything could run with an increasing dollar, although that would be a pretty gnarly situation to be in and would likely speak to the end being much closer than most people realize. And for now, all the while the dollar continues to run, it is of course pressuring the precious metals super, super late for a cycle low. Where on earth is it? This is, of course, one of the 20% of the times where the cycle lows are not behaving. So we'll see about this. Maybe it wants to run my stop and then reverse. Either way, there will be opportunity to get back in, I'm sure. Same as true of silver. Is it going to run my stop and then reverse? Maybe, or some kind of double bottom and go. Any kind of swing and reversal from gold and silver will see me get long. I know I've been mentioning the miners a little bit lately. Trend line breaks from the miners, and you'll see me add longs there as well. So that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope you don't believe in Michael Burry FUD. I hope you can read between the lines a little bit, take a look at the bigger picture, see what the cycles are saying, and respect the charts, because ultimately the charts are the truth. The price is the truth. The price is the only thing that matters. News, Twitter, everything else is completely worthless. That is why you should just focus on being able to read a chart, staying relaxed whilst you're looking at the chart, and the rest will come organically. I hope you're doing well in life. I hope you have a great rest of your week. I'm your boy Camel. Take care from me. All the best. Cheers. Bye.